fuck out of here, bro. What the fuck? Get the fuck out of here with that shit. That shit's weird, bro. But this fool, he kept looking at me. He kept staring at me next to the chair, and I would just look at him and be like, what the fuck, bro? Like, that shit is weird. It's not weird. That shit's weird. Fucking hashtag weird alert.
Mad Max was the turnout of my lifestyle. Smoking green, blowing white clouds to build the blue skies. Conversating with the gods by my wildflower to let them know that it's the God's hour. This love's the never-ending saga. Gods by my wildflower to let them know that it's the God's hour. This love's the never-ending saga. Gods by my wildflower to let them know that it's the God's hour. This love's the never-ending saga. Gods by my wildflower to let them know that it's the God's hour. This love's the never-ending saga. Walk through the sands of times like Gara. On the other side of that gad is karma. You wet Prada, the devil lay inside your box now while the angels fly over my headstone.
We are back with another episode of the God's Hour podcast with your boy Big Sorbavelli, back in the place to be, La Merca Superior Palace 81 Studios. We are live in effect, live and direct. It's your boy Mr. 9 Times. Yeah, man, today's mathematics is knowledge and wisdom, all being born to understanding, man. Yeah. So we must apply our knowledge and our wisdom to bring about understanding in the world. So the things that we learn, the things that we are knowledgeable about, we must bring the understanding to the people around us, just to anything in our cipher, so that we can better build upon our positivity and our understanding. Peace. Today's drip check, we have the Jordan Aqua 8s, you know, probably one of the most notorious retros for being like they're like the most shit on retros right now, bro. I don't know why everyone is like, Jordan is taking a shit right now. I don't know why. Everything is sitting, man. The 3s, the 4s, the 1s. I promise you, those shattered backboards that are coming out towards the end of the month, they're gonna flap. They're gonna flap, but we'll get into that a little later. And then I have like these maroon basketball shorts, Imperial basketball shorts with the new logo that just came out this month. I really don't know what to call it. I was going to call it the snowflake or the eye, but really, maybe I'll post the logo right here. But it's basically, I was walking through LA. No, hold on. And then I got the same logo on the back. Hold on. Let me stand up. You can see it right here. So this is supposed to be, it's just the eye. I drew the eye and then it goes around and then, you know, Navy Imperial with the same logo on the back with the snowflake and shit. We'll call it the snowflake for now, but I called it the eye on Instagram because it's just a fucking eye. Now, I don't think I kind of, what is it? I don't think I've explained the origins of the Imperial apparel brand. So maybe like when I was like 14, everything creatively was kind of like brewing in my mind. When I was 14, I was still painting. My cousin Mufasa, he got me into rapping. I wrote rhymes, but they were half-ass rhymes. Like I've said this before. They were bullshit rhymes. Like I get stoned to the bone on the phone, go home, lift a chrome, bullshit like that. They were like non sequitur bars that just didn't go anywhere. They didn't connect to anything. They were just bars, you know, and not in a fucking like a Cassidy punchline. They were just rhymes for the sake of fucking rhymes. A lot of rappers have that problem right now where they're just rhyming to fucking rhyme, which is a fucking travesty or a tragedy or a travesty or fucking however you want to say it. But it is, man, when rappers just rapping the fucking rap, it's bullshit. You got to come up with something to say. Even if you're new, when you're new, you don't get that though. When you're new, you're just rapping. You got your homies. You're smoking a little weed. Maybe you're fucking popping pills or whatever the fuck, whatever kids are doing. You know, in my early days of rapping, it was definitely pills. You know, the lean at one time, weed, and alcohol. I'm pretty sure that's not a fucking far cry from what the kids are doing now. I'm sure but now though, kids are nosing it heavy, bro, which I don't understand where that came from. Like, Nas kind of died. It died out, but then it came back. Like, Nas ain't a new thing. They call them whippets back in the day, or huffing. Like, huffing was a big thing, I want to say, like around the 2010s, but I don't think it was just like exclusive to like nitrous, right? It was anything you could huff, whether, okay, I don't want to put people on game, but I have family that were into intoxicants or drugs or however you want, or just getting high in general. And I know that huffing predates the 2010s. I want to say like huffing, whippets. However, is that under like amphetamines? Whatever the fuck it's under, right? I want to say that shit was really like around, let's just say like the mid 2000s, right? Mid early 2000s, whatever, however you want to classify it, right? So drugs, right? Let's just talk about drugs real quick. I honestly feel now that I'm almost 4 years sober, we're gonna celebrate I think we'll probably, I don't know if we'll do the 4-year anniversary of me sober with the 4-year anniversary of the podcast, but they're literally like 4 days apart, 3 days apart. You know, the 30 Halloween is my sobriety, and then the 3rd is when I launched the podcast. But it kind of don't really count because I already had a lot of I think I had like 6 episodes already like in the tuck. I just launched the program on the 3rd of November because I think I just wanted to stay ahead. And it's been so long that but I think I still made it a weekly thing. You know, the early days of the podcast, obviously no video, it was pure audio only, because for me, when I would listen to podcasts, that's what you did. You listened to podcasts. You didn't watch podcasts. The video element to a podcast I feel like didn't really come till, I don't know, later, you know, because people were listening. Really, podcasts were just independent radio, like, you know what I mean? Because you would get in the car and you would listen to like fucking Howard Stern, and obviously they had footage of it. So I want to say like maybe the Howard Stern show was probably the earliest rendition of what a podcast was, of just a show of maybe like one or more people talking shit about certain things that certain people were interested in. That's all a podcast is. You just, people that like to watch my show, they like to watch my show because obviously they're interested in the things that I'm interested in. I don't know why you would watch my show if you're not interested in at least me and the shit that my opinions I have to say about certain topics. But it's just funny because I'll look at my episodes and some will have way higher plays than others. Some will be, very few are like past 100 views. That's pretty rare. There's more episodes with like around like 40 views. Then I would say the average episode has maybe around 10. And then like if people just didn't really like it, it'll be like 5. That's how I know an episode didn't really do that good, if it has like 5 or less views, you know. But it's just funny because I think as the show progresses, people go back like, oh, you know, there's episodes with my dad, there's episodes with fucking Dub and C. Like the God's Hour universe is like a group, is like kind of like expanding now And I think the more I carry on the show, the more people want to go back and see, oh, fucking, let's go back to the beginning. Anybody out there right now, if you've been with me from the beginning, or at least seen all the episodes, all 240 fucking something episodes up until this point, leave a comment, please. Tell me who you are. Tell me how you like the show, man. And just give me your thoughts and opinions. They don't have to be positive. I'll take the negativity. Don't worry. I see my comments. I'm not one of these people, oh, I don't leave the comments. Like, oh shit. I have a feeling I know who that is. Wait, hold on. We got a ring at the door, everybody. This is the God's Hour first, buddy. Hold on. All right. We might have to do an unboxing. Because oh shit, I should have put the addresses on the thing. But here's something for your grandma, buddy. And then I think we all know what kind of box this is. Oh shit, I fucking put my, God damn it, I'm gonna have to cut some of this shit. Where are we at? 11 minutes, that's fine. All right. So I'm all over the place. We went from, because I was going to talk about the Jordans, then we went to drugs, and then now we went into the podcast. So, but yeah, like, I'm not one of these people that just, like, leave your comments, your likes, and all that shit. It'll really help me out. And not just, like, I hate when people, to help the channel out. Like, all that means to me is, like, bitch, you need your money. Like, me personally, I feel like I want feedback for the show. I really, like, want to know what you guys think. Because this is a community. It's a communal space for everybody to kind of partake in. When I comment on like my WWE videos or sneaker episodes or shit like that, I'm really trying to engage with people. I left a comment under there was a video on the Blue Spark 95s that just came out, and I commented something. I forgot what video. I would have shouted them out, but I just forgot. I just don't know what channel, what video. But I commented like, this is my favorite like OG colorway, and somebody replied back and was like, oh, this is not an OG colorway. And then I was gonna leave it at that, because you know what, people with their dumb fuck YouTube comments. And maybe he's not a dumb fuck, because he's right. The Blue Sparks aren't a OG Air Max 95 colorway. But what I meant was like that gradient, the lace ringlets and the air bubbles are one color, and then it's a gradient on the upper. So I replied, me like a fucking smart ass, I replied to him, I meant like a OG gradient colorway. It's not an OG. It's not the same OG gradient. I'm gonna be I want to tell him shut the fuck up, bro. Like, you obviously don't understand what I'm trying to tell you. It's not. I understand it's not a fucking OG colorway. Obvious fucking Lee. I'm just trying to tell you that it looks like an OG colorway. Maybe that's what I should have told him. And maybe it looks like it. But what it fucking looks like is that we have a fucking dumbass in the comment section that doesn't deserve my time, buddy. So, yeah, I got all crazy over a fucking comment. You see that? You see how some people just be dumb as fuck too in the comment section, but I just ignore them. I just like, okay, like, you're literally not worth any of my fucking time that I have limited of. It's supposed to be my off day. I'm going in for OT. I'm getting that cheddar. And your friends, they see it too. And the press, they dun 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 dun. You're my fucking dog. That's literally a flip of LL Cool J's Love You Better, which 50 Cent turned into You're After My Cheddar. And then I turned it to You're My Fucking Dog. How do you feel about that, buddy? You like that? Anyway, let's go back. Before we go back into sneakers, let's go back into drugs, right? Drugs. She want the drugs. She don't even sex me. We don't even fuck. All we do, what is it? All we do, we don't even. She don't even like me. But if we have drugs, she could be my wifey. When we have drugs, when we have drugs. Shout out to Anderson .Paak, bro. That fool has like some of the illest. He's literally our fucking, what's his name? Nate Dogg. Anderson .Paak is the Nate Dogg of our generation. You know what I mean? You understand what I'm saying, buddy? Some of this shit getting through to your fucking mentes. Say something. No? Okay. Yeah. So with just drugs and shit, like, it's weird how drugs kind of go through like in cycles. So Nas is really popular now. When I was a teenager, psychedelics came back. You know, I had a lot of homies that were doing LSD or shrooms. And now I feel like people aren't really on that. I mean, I don't know what it is to be like a teenager. I say this, but I feel like it would be noticeable if I could say that, because I'm around LA, I'm around the young kids, and I guess it's like based on your demographic of fucking, obviously the rich kids are gonna be on coke or whatever the fuck. What's like more of the designer drugs, like ecstasy and shit, whatever's like more expensive. Because when I was a teenager, you really couldn't get ecstasy. You couldn't really get some, like I said, the shit's going cycle. So nobody was doing Nas when I was a teenager. I feel like the older kids did it, like the 18, 19, that demographic, and that's kind of the same now. But honestly, bro, there's still fools that be Nasing it and they're well in their 20s and shit, which is like, it's fucking dumb as fuck. All you got to do is look at Steve-O and see what fucking Nas and nitrous does for you. I'm trying to think how we're gonna put a bow in the. But yeah, just drugs come in like cycles, and it's fucking sad. And I'm not gonna advocate for drug use, but you know, everything is addicting, and everything can be metaphorically a drug in a sense that I'm well like dick and balls deep pause into sneakers. And I don't have a issue with saying that. I've chilled out for sure. I've for sure chilled out. There's been many times where I've been like this close to buying a pair of sneakers, and then whenever I want to buy a pair of sneakers, I just go put on a pair of sneakers that I haven't worn. Like these. We'll get back to sneakers though. Let's just put a. So I just want everybody, all the kids out there, and everybody to know that it's not cool to be a junkie. I saw a South Park shirt that was like, if you do drugs, that means you're a hippie, and hippies are not cool. And it's some funny shit, but it's real. You know, I see junkies every day, bro. Not here, not in Ontario, obviously, or maybe not around where I live. I live in like the countryside, the southeast side, you know. Don't nobody. I hope everybody, when they hear me say like South Side and shit like that, I hope nobody. I already know like I know. I'm smart enough to know that people are gonna be just ignorant motherfuckers anyway, and not just take it for face value and be like, oh, like South Side Ontario, oh, like that's fucking what it, like, you know. I already know what that comes with. People are gonna be thinking like it has like a gangster connotation to it, but when I talk about it, I really represent where I'm from, and that's just like, I say it loud and proud. I'm not one of these motherfuckers that kind of parade their city as if like they're, you know what I mean? I don't fake the funk. Like, I really like represent where I'm from. You know, I grew up in many different places, so where are we going with this shit? I don't know. Point blank period, don't do drugs, kids. You know, a smart man learns from his mistakes, but a wise man learns from the mistakes of others. I got that from I think Divine from the Wu-Tang Clan. Forgot. I think it was Of Mics and Men. Whatever documentary that was, what they did with like ODB, that was phenomenal. That's the best Wu-Tang. Anything on Wu-Tang. You fuck the show. Fuck whatever they're gonna do. The one where they basically not exposed, but everyone kind of knew this, where like RZA was in charge of everything. Wu-Tang Productions, which owns the whole fucking the logo and all that shit. It basically shows you like how much power RZA really had. You know, when we think of like the brand of Wu-Tang, you think, okay, like you think of the members, but you don't understand the magnitude of the kind of power RZA had in the group until you see that documentary and you see that shit was not moving without his say so, because he actually was in the business of Wu-Tang Clan, you know, for better or for worse. Obviously you God didn't like a lot of that shit, but I've yet to listen to you guys' debut, buddy. Gotta listen to that shit. Wu from like 90. I'll say the best Wu years whenever Cuban Links came out, like 94. I think that's 94, right? 94, 95 to I want to say like 99 were probably the strongest. No, I'll say 01. The W came out in 01, right? I think the W came out in 01. I'll say for like a solid, like 6 years from 94 to 01, or I guess that's 7 years. That was probably the golden era of Wu, or the best years of Wu-Tang, because you pretty much get all their solos, the first like 3 or 4 albums. I love Wu-Tang Clan. So don't do drugs, kids. Yeah. Yeah, so you know, I'm sober now, and we're gonna get to that in October or November, whatever it is. So let's just get on to like sneakers real quick. These Aqua 8s I think are awesome. The black with the gray is really it's like really sick. I can understand why some people don't like the gray, because it's like kind of like a lighter gray with like a darker gray, or if this is all one color. No, it definitely on the like the suede right here, I think. Or maybe this is Nubuck. I don't know. These are interesting fucking shoes because they have the cross straps to kind of like really like, I guess when you play basketball, for the straps to hold your feet down, I guess it's just when you ball fucking crazy, you need like real secure shoes. And I think that's just like security is like what these shoes like are really made for. The support, I mean, bro, 1s are the worst. 3s are like fucking a little better. 4s are they're the same air unit. To me, there's no difference. 5s are a lot, like kind of like that's the first notch up, I feel. And then from 5 to 8, I would have swore 8s have like I would have had way more support on the insole and on the outsole, the bottom support of the shoe, but it really doesn't. You know, and these are very thick fucking sneakers on the inside. So on the inside, my feet are warm as fuck right now. It's like 90. It has to be like 93 degrees or some shit today. I would never wear these fuckers above like 85 degrees outside, because these already like my feet feel like they're gonna sweat in a couple more degrees. I like them though. They have after a while, when the heat, when you get used to the heat, then you start feeling the comfortability and you're like, oh, okay, like I could fuck with these right here real quick. So, and I want to own at least one pair of every Jordan, like up to like maybe 13 or some shit, or 14. I just have right now I just have 3, 4, 5, and 8. So the Nigel Sylvester fucking low top Jordan 1s are gonna come out. The steel gray 10s that come out. But honestly, bro, I want different colorways of Jordans. So I want to get away from the more monotone colors or solid colors, which are kind of like every Jordan has like a infrared or a bread color, black and red. You have the bread 6s. Pretty sure there's a bread 7. Shit like that. There's definitely bread 1s. Those aren't really or the Chicago's. Chicago's are probably like my favorite red Jordan ones. Obviously, that's a classic. But I feel I don't know if I'll ever get a pair of Jordan 1s. I just don't see myself wearing them. Maybe the low tops, because the high tops are wonky to me. Willy wonky to me. Pause. I see myself getting some low 2s if 2s ever come out. They ever come out with 2s again. I don't know when's the last time Nike has dropped a pair of low top 2s. I don't think I'll ever get another pair of 3s unless they're Black Cats. 4s the same thing. Like, I don't want to get another pair of 4s unless they're the undefeated 4s, which I missed out on. I missed out on the 4s. I'll try to go for the Black Cats. 5s, I think I'm good on 5s. I need 6s, 7s. I don't think I'll get a pair of 9s. Not even like the olive green one, the olives. I'm not really a fan of those. 10s actually look really nice to me. I just wouldn't get them in the steel gray. Those sold out fucking fast, which was a shocker. Jordan has been taking a shit right now. I feel like everybody is on like New Balance, Asics, On and Hoka. Like, no one gives a fuck about the old retros. And even like the Kobe hype is dying. That's fucking crazy. I went to the taqueria with the homie, the same one I saw the wet at, and everyone was wearing the Dodger blue Kobe's, and I was like, thank God I didn't pull up to that fucking taqueria with those fucking shoes on, because everybody was wearing them. Now, granted, either you're paying retail or you paid resale. Those are like anywhere from like $200 to $300 shoes, depending on your size. And they're very nice shoes. They're very, very nice shoes. But I'm like, I see anybody wear the same fucking shoes outside in the wild, and it completely, like, it turns me off to the shoe, because I want to wear something that people haven't seen or worn. Like, I want people to look at me and be like, damn, what the fuck? Like, how did this fool get those and shit? Like the Amy Leon Dore New Balance RC56s. I'm pretty sure nobody noticed, because that shit wasn't even like announced. Those are like some of the most low key. I don't even remember how I found those. I think I get these like notifications on Google. They'll give me like ads and shit, and they'll just they'll send me notifications like, oh, this shoe's coming out, like the Jown Solomons, the Jown fucking Asics, and I just put my name in the raffle. I didn't even think I was gonna hit on them, and I got them. Not the most comfortable shoe. I think they have the patent leather, but I was like, fuck it, I want to wear some different shit. I wore them to, I think, when me and my dad went to go see Godfrey, and I want to say the fucking Awake Jordan 5s, I need those pink ones. I need those pink ones bad. I love pink. I don't know why, but I got bit by the pink bug when I bought those NYCs at Kith, the pink ones, the gel NYCs. And then I also have the fucking, what else do I have? I have peach fucking New Balance 9060s, and then another pair of peach NYCs. And then I think I'm done with that colorway, because I don't have no peach nothing. I don't have no peach shirts. I got a salmon fucking salmon or salmon or whatever snapback Oreos, but that don't really count. You know what I mean? Let me see. I bought a lot of sneakers in July. I don't know exactly how many, but I bought a lot. These Aqua 8s are one of them. I can't remember if I hit on these Aqua 8s in a raffle. I want to say I did, though. I want to say I didn't get Yeah, I hit on feature. Yeah. I hit on them on feature. So right now I put in for, I think which ones did I put in for? I think the French Blues, the Jordan 12s, those are awesome. I don't know. I put in some shit, so we're not. I don't want to waste anybody's fucking time. Hey, all this fool fucking does is talk about sneakers. Yeah, bitch, I'll talk about your mama too. So I have some shits. I wanted to talk about, if I can't think of any more sneakers to talk about. Sneaks. Do I want to talk about WWE? Brock Lesnar returned at SummerSlam. I'm like, why? He just came in F5 John Cena after Cody beat John Cena for the title, and he became a babyface. WWE, the storylines are in a very weird place right now, where I feel like they're just throwing shit at the wall and seeing what sticks. I've said that before, and it's just like they're just pivoting and not and not a cohesive order. Like, oh, they're gonna do this and they're gonna do this. It's not like ABC. It's like A, G, then we'll go down to fucking F, up to M and down to C, They're just doing fucking weird shit with their stories right now. The only cohesive story that I felt like it has a timeline to it in some sort of way is the Judgment Day storyline, or El Grande Americano, but that's not really a story, and neither is the Judgment Day. They just got like characters that kind of have a consecutive order to their personas versus a storyline that's kind of moving. I guess the only thing that's been moving and on the same track is the feud that CM Punk, Seth Rollins, and what's his name, Roman Reigns have together. That's it. Literally one fucking story. And then I guess you could say Io Sky, Rhea Ripley, Naomi's in the mix now. So there is it's not all gonna be perfect, but there was a time where WWE was just fucking, everything was fire. Now we're in this lull of some of this shit's weird, some of this shit's whack. It kind of feels, some of it feels forced, some of it feels it's just not tight. But there's good wrestling regardless. So SummerSlam was good. I really did like SummerSlam. SummerSlam was way better than fucking WrestleMania. Eve was on the Joe and Jada show, Fat Joe and Jada Kiss, and Fat Joe could not keep his big fucking mouth shut, bro. Eve don't ever really do interviews and shit, and when she's trying to promote, I forgot what she was trying to promote, but she did everything. She did everyone's show. She did don't quote me, but she did everything. What's that chick? Is it Nessa? What's her name? She was the DJ chick. I don't know, but she's done a lot of shit, and then she's literally giving a favor to the Joe and Jada show because they haven't really had a big guest. They've had Jim Jones, they've had other people, but I feel with Eve, I feel that really puts a good representation of maybe fans that aren't really hip to Fat Joe and Jadakiss, because Eve is in her own, out of Fat Joe, Jadakiss, and Eve was the superstar, which is crazy to think. In my opinion, maybe Fat Joe is right there, but I think Eve was, I don't think Fat Joe's career got as big as Eve, because Fat Joe had, the biggest song Fat Joe had was Lean Back, let's be real. But what else did he have? All the Way Up, but that came way later. I think collectively, if you look at all the years, right, Fat Joe's career is on the same level as Eve from just a few short years she had when she was dominating in the early 2000s. But Eve ducked off. So I don't really count. You know, her years active are way less than Fat Joe. I'll say Fat Joe was more consistent and Eve was more, all her infamy was in one shot. I'm not trying to say that's any shots, but in my opinion, I still value Eve's career a lot more than Fat Joe as far as what she brought to the table. You know, everybody was kind of like, when after Lil' Kim, we needed some female spitters, like rappers, bro. Not no R&B singers. Shout out to them. Shout out to, like, around her time was like Ashanti, Aaliyah. I guess you could put like Trina in there. I'm trying to think. Foxy was before Eve, and so was like Lil' Kim. But what I'm saying is, for that generation of like dope female MC spitters to come out, Eve held it the fuck down, bro. Missy was there too, you know, but her shit was more like ass shaking music versus Eve was like real hard, rugged, tough for the real hip hop listener, you know. So she's on this fucking Joe and Jada show. Joe can't keep his fucking mouth shut, and Eve is sitting there like, what's the question? She literally said, what's the question? She must have said that like 3 fucking times. And it just kept pissing me off because I'm right there yelling at my fucking phone or my laptop or whatever. Like, shut the fuck up, bro. Shut up. Like, she's trying to have a genuine conversation and you're just putting your bullshit, like, that has nothing to do with nothing into the conversation. It doesn't add anything. You're literally taking away from the listenership. And I literally, if that was me, I felt like I would have said some shit like, yo, if you don't shut your fucking face and we don't talk about like some real shit, I'm gonna get up and leave, bruh. Cause it was right in the beginning. It wasn't like that interview was a fight to listen to. I'm listening the whole time like cringing, like, I felt like somebody should have went and whispered in Fat Joe's ear, like, yo, bro, shut the fuck up, yeah? You think you could shut up for a second? Because you obviously don't know how to shut the fuck up. So please keep your big fucking mouth shut when we got a really big superstar guest up in the building. You understand? Look at that. I like how you kind of fucking, you went with the story. Yeah, I thought that was really interesting. Hip hop, man. Hip hop. Let's see what we gonna talk about next. There's been like earthquakes jumping off crazy. Like, I don't know what it is, bro. The fucking Mayans didn't predict this, bro. That's all I know. This shit is wicked as fuck. Like, aftershocks, little earthquakes and shit from anywhere from the valley to SB to over here. And I'm walking, bro, and it literally felt like either like something slammed, like a meteor hit the fucking earth, or like a sick ass car crash. Cause I'm like walking and shit, boom. I'm like, what the fuck? I like looked around all crazy, like you would have swore a motherfucker got shot and shit. But literally, it was an earthquake. Cause I look on my phone, boom, there was a fucking, 3.5 earthquake in, Eastvale or whatever. And that's like kind of, I live borderline Eastvale, Ontario. Like, I literally live on the border. And speaking of the border, we're working on getting my dual citizenship so I could be a citizen of Mexico. And I made a joke with my pops because he got his citizenship. And I remember just looking at him and I was like, does that mean they're going to deport you now? So if that wasn't funny, fuck you. But, it's just, I feel like they're just after anybody. They'll go for anything. Like, fuck them fucking bitch ass Levi's out there, Let's talk about we're talking about hip hop, right? Lazy sounding rappers are fucking horrendous. Whether they be motherfuckers like Rock Marciano, Earl, Mavi, Mike. I was listening to, what's the album Marcy and Primo got? It just came out. But it's like something of excellence or some shit like that. Like, Rock has been coming out with like extra out titles. I mean, in a way, he's had like extra out titles for a long time. If we look at shit like Rosebud's Revenge, Behold the Pale Horse, The Elephant Man's Bones, He's been on that shit, but literally these are some of the worst primo beats of all time. I'll give a full review of it later, but Rock Marcy is literally, I don't know what happened, bro. Like, he's always kind of rap monotone, but there's no energy behind his voice on that album. And this whole lazy thing, yeah, fucking all these fucking lazy ass rappers, Boldy James. Like, bro, that shit is boring as fuck to listen to, bro. That shit have put you to sleep, bro. Fucking beats aren't even fucking beats, bro. They're just like fucking like dumbass musical scores from like porno movies in the 70s or some bullshit. You know, it's just, yeah, we get the cheese. I gotta get it with ease, and then these, and my mama told me not to eat the thing, and like, oh, shut the fuck up, bro. That shit is fucking dumb, bro. I'm tired of this. I'm tired of these fools with their fucking lazy half-ass flows and shit, bro. Like, if you looked at their writing on paper, it's not bad, but when they spit that shit, you're like, what the fuck? How high are you, bruh? How high are you right now, bruh? You know what I mean? And then Rock Marcy, this motherfucker swears like he's the best when his shit is, get the cheese pizza, the pizza with the cheese. She on the knees for the breeze and the sleeves. Bow down to these, beans, these. Like what the fuck are you talking about? There were so many times I was listening to the Primo Rock Marcy album. I'm like, what is this fool saying, man? What is he talking about? What are you talking about, bruh? I'm so fucking lost. Like, I'll be like, you'll be listening to shit, right? Jumped out the window in the coupe. Couple fur boots, you know how dudes with the tools. Bacon, egg, and cheese on the floor. Hit the door on the score before. And you're like, hey, what? Where do we go? Where are we going? We were going somewhere? I don't know where we're going anymore. You know what I mean? Fuck out of here. That's just, like, it just sounded like this fool had nothing to say. He had, like, all the rhymes in the world to say some shit, and he didn't even know what he wanted to say with the shit, What the fuck is this fool talking about? All the rappers out there, have something to say, please, because you're going to come out like a real dumbass if you don't. I'm gaining a little bit of weight because, little bit, I gained like fucking 7 pounds because I keep breaking my fast. I got to stick to it, buddy. I can't let the cookies and the chips control me, boy. I'm better than the Chips Ahoy. I'm better than this, buddy. I shouldn't be gaining weight. I should be losing fucking weight, right? I got my hair cut by Carlos. And he gave me this design, this swirl shit. Kind of not a big fan of it, but he's trying some different shit. Can't fault the homie. And shit is different. I like it. It's unpredictable. When they see me out there and they see me with my cuts and shit, they don't think swirl or fucking Pokemon tail. They think it's Big Sur Bevel, and the bitches want to suck my dick. You know what I mean? So anyway, clients who pay standing next to you at the barbershop after spending a whole hour getting hair, bro, they didn't fucking ask for a beer. These motherfucking, and I'm talking about the when you're waiting for a haircut and you're seeing somebody get cut up and they're talking. And they fucking, you would have thought they already paid. They're talking, they got a beer, bullshitting. As soon as they call you, hey, Big Serbs, all right, come over there. I sit down. Then the fool, he's standing right there. Hey, yo. And then they got the phone out like they haven't paid. And then I'm sitting right here trying to get my fucking haircut. And then they're just looking at their phone like, hey, you know what I was thinking? It's like, nah, bro, fuck what you was thinking, all right? You had all this time to get your fucking barber paid, and right when my barber needs to cut my hair, he needs to concentrate on my fade, on my shit. Now you want to talk to him. How about, what I was thinking? Maybe get the fuck out of here and pay whatever. Just get the fuck out. I don't give a fuck if you need to bring food stamps, physical money, a credit card, fucking a Visa, MasterCard, whatever you need to do, crypto, Bitcoin, Ethereum. XRP, some shit like that. Get your shit together and pay when fucking shit needs to get paid. Cause I don't appreciate when I'm sitting getting my fade. I'm trying to get cut up. The bitches is waiting on me. You're keeping me away from the bitches. And I don't like that at all, sir. So yeah, I hate that. I hate that shit when or like when the next client comes in and they sit right, like I swear to God this happened. This fool, he came in, right? Hey, you're Carlos, right? Yeah, bro, like I'm almost done. Like, you could take a seat. And out of all the barber chairs, this fool wants to sit right next to me. This fool wants to sit next to me and and I'm getting my hair cut, and I could just look, and I look at this fool. I want some, hey, bro, can you look the fuck somewhere else? Because, like, you're freaking me out, bro. Like, really, what is this shit? I want to look at Carlos like, get this fucking guy out of here. This fucking guy's weird. I'm just like, fuck out of here, bro. What the fuck? Get the fuck out of here with that shit. That shit's weird, bro. But this fool, he kept looking at me. He kept staring at me next to the chair, and I would just look at him and be like, what the fuck, bro? Like, that shit is weird. It's not weird. That shit's weird. Fucking hashtag weird alert. Yeah, man. I don't even know where to go from here, man. Oh, should we do an album review? Hold on. Do we have... I feel like I had some shit to say. And I also had... I reviewed, I'm halfway through season 3 of Entre Villas, but we'll do a album review. Rock Marciano, Marcberg. So this is the album that put Rock on the map and gave him the Godfather of the underground accolade. While this project was revolutionary first time, there are several drawbacks. The mix in the beginning sounds very muddy, and you can barely hear Rock over the equally poor mixed beats. It's not until We Do It that the songs become more clear. While the rhymes and cadences are very well written, are very well written, the references in the niche bars can feel convoluted or filler for the sake of a good flow. It's like he was experimenting the same as Ghost did on Supreme Clientele, though not as well or charismatic. It's not bad, it's just not as impactful as his contemporaries for the time, like Sean P., who had, honestly, bro, rest in peace to Sean Price, but I did not like his verse on the Snow remix. Marcberg's last verse is a good example of those dense rhymes gelling smooth together with battle rap, punchlines, and imagery. I'm talking about, the song Marcberg. Every song does a great job bridging into each other with the themes of poverty, drug dealing, turmoil, and obstacles. But it's like 90% glorification and 10% of like the reality of the pitfalls to the street life. Hide my fucking tears, and Jungle Fever are standout tracks showcasing the pain of this lifestyle. While Jungle Fever has a thorough double entendre between a white girl and that white girl, which, I've yet to hear anyone execute this perfectly. For the time, this album will be stamped as a classic, but as the rose tint fades, it's hard to tell if it will be heralded the same as when it debuted. It passes the bulletproof meter, but I got to give it a B+. Yeah, so it's definitely one of the best Rock Marciano albums. I'll say probably definitely top 3, if not top 2. And let's see. Fuck, we're almost at 50 minutes. Fuck it. We'll just open this motherfucker, right? Because y'all seen it. You already know what this was gonna be. These for the month of July. Whoo! The Blue Spark 95s, bro. These look a lot darker in person. Even the blue looks a lot lighter online. But it's almost navy. But it's like one brighter than navy. I like these. I feel like more than the fucking bright mandarins. These are fucking fire. But you already seen them. You seen them. You see me and I see you, my friends. So the message of the day. Be careful who you help, man. Don't fuck yourself over helping other people, because trust me, man, people will take advantage of you if they can, and you're not gonna help nobody but other people and fuck yourself over in the process. So be very careful who you help. That's an important message of the day. Like when they say don't take my kindness for weakness, really don't, bro, because I swear to God, if you take advantage of that and you try to fuck me over, I will most definitely find a way to get not even just like my lick back, but I'm serious, like the way I'm gonna fucking flip somebody is gonna be so astronomically artistic. It's gonna make Socrates come out the fucking spirit realm and admire that shit. Cause I don't play with nobody fucking with my generosity. You get what I'm saying? Like, respect other people and you will have real respect. This is the God's Hour.
Max was the turnout of my lifestyle. Smoking green, blowing white clouds to build the blue skies. Conversating with the gods by my wildflower to let them know that it's the God's hour. This love's the never-ending saga. Gods by my wildflower to let them know that it's the God's hour. This love's the never-ending saga. Gods by my wildflower to let them know that it's the God's hour. This love's the never-ending saga. Gods by my wildflower to let them know that it's the God's hour. This love's the never-ending saga. Walk through the sands of times like Gara. On the other side of that gad is karma. You wet Prada, the devil like inside your box now.
While the angels fly over my headstone.